Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing? Man, Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. So, on Sunday night, just a couple of nights ago, the MLBPA, the Players Union, they made a proposal back to the owners in Major League Baseball that said, we want a 114-game season, and we want to be paid on a prorated per-game basis, okay? This went against basically the proposal that the owners and MLB gave them just a few days earlier. So now we're going back and forth, and there's more information that's continued to get leaked out to the media. So we're going to cover all those details, okay? The first thing that's kind of getting leaked out is that MLB reportedly mentioned that they wanted to play potentially a season as low as 40 games, 40 to 50 games, somewhere in that range, unless the players decided that they would reduce their pay. Now, obviously, the players' big thing here has been, we don't want pay cuts. We want to get paid on a per game basis. And so they said 114 games, which was way above the 82 games that the owners in MLB had previously proposed to them. So they went up to 114 games. So now MLB is saying, oh yeah, you want to go up to 114 games? How's 40 games sound to you? Maybe 50 if you're lucky. So if it's only 40 or 50 game season, well then if you're getting paid on a per game basis, that drastically lowers what you're going to make for the season. So this is kind of that back and forth now. Rumors have it, sources have it that the MLB had floated this number around in their discussions, in their last discussions, which were said to be heated. I can imagine that it was heated. It doesn't sound like everybody is getting along singing Kumbaya. So apparently they mentioned this, but now that that report is getting leaked out, and a lot of people are starting to talk about it. Okay, so what did Tony Clark have to say about this? I'm gonna tell you right now. But before I do that, I wish you guys saw it. My camera just completely fell off the tripod and smashed down onto the table, and luckily it did not break. I don't know what just happened. My kids are screaming upstairs and they're stomping around. I don't know. They caused an earthquake in here, but my camera just literally flew off the tripod. I had to cut it right there. Maybe I'll put at the end what it looks like. So, Tony Clark, he said, this is all part of the league's attempt to negotiate through the media instead of focusing on how to bring baseball back to its fans. Now, there is language, if you look back at the original, the March agreement that both parties signed, there is language in there that appears to give the commissioner, Rob Manfred, the ability to create a schedule after good faith negotiations between the league and the union. And so basically it sounds like the commissioner can just say, you know what, guys, we've had negotiations in good faith, and we're going to play a 40-game season, or we're going to play a 50-game season. Now, if that happens, if that's all we get to, and we can't decide on anything, and the commissioner just says, yep, we're playing a 50-game season this year, the players are going to say no, I would assume. And then, so how do we have a season? Do we have replacement players? Do we just... I don't know what we do. I'm going to make another video on replacement players because some people have brought that up. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but that will be another for another video. Now, other news that came out regarding the MLBPA's proposal is that the union had offered to defer $100 million in salaries. We talked about that in our last video if there was no postseason, right? So if for some reason we get this COVID-19 second wave and we can't do the playoffs, and apparently the owners said that they have no interest in this because the MLBPA had said that they would have to pay interest on that deferred money. And the owner said, no, we're not paying any interest because that's just going to make us take on additional debt. And so that's a no-no. So that's where we kind of are right now. My big question to you is, would you be interested in a 50-game season or maybe even a 40-game season? My camera just fell again. I don't know what is going on right now. But to me, a 50-game season to me, or even a 40-game season is just too short. Like, I don't really have interest in a 40 or 50 game season. The only good thing that could come out of, a 50 game season would be for Orioles fans, because then Baltimore can't lose 100 games. I'm kidding, Orioles fans. I'm just playing around. That's just a joke. There's probably a couple teams we could talk about that being good news for. But so I just don't feel like at the end of a 40 game season or a 50 game season, we crown a champion, like, is that a real champion? And I know some people are saying, well, a half a season isn't a real champion either. That might be true, but a 40-game season? Like, baseball is a game where you got to play a bunch of games to determine who's the best team. And are we going to be able to determine who the best teams are after 40 games? That's a month of, a little more than a month of a season typically. I don't know. I mean, I really want baseball, but I don't know if I want to watch a 40 or 50 game season and then have a playoff. Like, team gets hot for a month and like over a 5-month season, over a 6-month season, like, you can't be hot for the whole season. You can, baseball players run into hot streaks, so a team can get hot for a month and, you know, maybe you're not that good of a team, but you have a solid month. I mean, most teams can do that. I'm not sure about the Orioles, but I'm kidding again. I don't know. Why am I picking on the Orioles so much in this video? Maybe it's because they traded me. Anyways, they actually designated me for assignment, but same difference. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you have any interest in a 40 or 50 game season. I'm just not sure that I do. Now, the last thing I'll say is, how much longer can we continue to go back and forth? Like, if we want a season, we got to get going. Now, obviously, the fewer games we play, then I guess we could negotiate longer, right? If it's only going to be a 40 or 50 game season, then yeah, I guess we could negotiate for another couple of weeks and maybe even a month, because hell, the season's a little more than a month long. But if we want to play a half a season, or if we want to play anywhere close to what the players want to play, a 114 game season, like, we got to finish up these negotiations, because spring training Part 2 is supposed to start here. I mean, we have to have it start at least, I would think, within the next week or two, because they want to start a season at the end of June, beginning of July. That's a month away, and players need to get time to get ready. So that's what we got. We'll be getting more info. It seems like every day now we get more and more info coming out. I'll try to keep you guys updated. Let me know what you think again on the 50 or potentially 40 game season and anything else. I'm sorry, Orioles fans. I'm just kidding around. You guys are great. That's all we have. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Give it a thumbs up. All that good stuff. Thank you to our patrons on Patreon for supporting the channel. And we'll talk to you later. To me, that just...